Alright, so we have our next drawing here, a little geometric activity. So let's go ahead and create a new document. We are going to name this Embossed Star. So hyphen within your first initial followed by your last name. So it's going to be Embossed Star, and we'll go ahead and create this. Now, taking a look at what we're doing, so we've got a 20-inch diameter circle, or I could assume that this is 20 inches. We don't really know whether this is inches or metric. Um, uh, we're going to go ahead and do it inches, but it's most likely probably metric on here. But so let's go ahead and hit sketch. We're going to select the front plane. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my view normal so I can kind of take a look at this. Now, instead of the line drawing tool here, I'm going to go ahead and create a center point circle. We'll go ahead and use the origin point here. So again, I don't really care about what the dimension is because I can place that after I drop it. So I'm going to left click to drop the circle, and we'll type in 20, hit enter. So that gives me the 20-inch circle. Now, you'll notice here as I look at this, I've got two pentagons in here. So we're going to create that shape as well. Come back over here to our two-dimensional shapes. As we take a look down here, we see we've got an inscribed polygon and a circumscribed polygon. So let's start with the inscribed polygon just to see what this does. And I'm going to again click on, this will be a left click on the center. Notice it's showing a 6-inch circle, or kind of six-sided polygon here with this, so don't worry too much about that right now. It's also kind of linking and clicking, so let's just kind of say, all right, well, where do we want this to be at? And according to our drawing, our point should be kind of locked in up here. So I'm going to left click at that point, and now notice I can kind of move from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 in terms of all of my different shaped polygons. I can go up even bigger with these polygons, but in this case it should be a 5, so I will move the arrows and place 5. Now notice that places that polygon outside of the actual circle. And according to our drawing here, we want that to be inside the circle. So let's go back. We use the inscribed polygon. So now let's use the circumscribed polygon just to see what the difference is. So again, I'm going to come right here to this, and we will go right up to that point. Left click there, move the 5, and there we go. Now we've got that basically to be the polygon the way we want that, the pentagon the way we want it. So I'm going to hit the escape key, deactivate the polygon tool. Let's kind of come back over here. Now notice in this case, as I click on all these, we don't need this outside polygon. So I'm going to click all of those and hit the delete key. We'll get rid of that. So I don't need that anymore. Now, at the same time, I could kind of go ahead and create another polygon. So, but it might be kind of hard for me to get that linked. So, but let's try it. As you see here, there's two polygons, two of these pentagons in here. So, and notice these are offset by 0.4. So let's go ahead and let's try the offset tool. So at this point, our offset tool is going to be right here. So click on your arrow, go to the offset tool. So click the offset. Now, at this point, this is one thing, it won't kind of pick up on the whole shape. So at this point, we have to left click, notice the arrow, is basically wanting to offset it that way. So we'll also have to left click on the arrow to switch the direction. Now, it's also given me a 0.25 offset dimension. don't worry about that. Just go ahead and left click it, and then the dimension tool comes up, so go 0.4. And I have to do the same thing now with all of these. So change the arrowhead, click 0.4, enter. So we'll click on this one, click on the arrowhead to get it to go the way we want it. Kind of come over here, left click, 0.4, enter. I'm doing this on all of these. So this one, flip the arrowhead, make sure that it's there. Bring your cursor over somewhere. I wouldn't touch on the arrow or anything. I just want to keep it over here. Left click, 0.4, enter. Left click, change the arrow. Left click, 0.4, enter. And now I've got those two. Let's take a look here as well, though. But so now we're also kind of seeing these in here. So we're going to have to trim those out because that's not there. But we got to see something else. If I take a look, I can assume that these on this star pattern is kind of at the intersection point here of that circle and the actual pentagon. So we're going to go ahead and make those drawings too, and we're going to kind of connect these arrowheads. So let's go back now to our line tool. So get this in. Oh, I got something going on, so let's get back to the line tool here. So, and I'm going to draw from here. Now this is where you're going to have to be careful and make sure that you're selecting the right endpoint. So I'm going to draw from there, and I'm zooming in and out to there. Okay, and I will go from here all the way over to here. So, and from here, zoom in and out. This one's going to kind of come down to this intersection point. We're more or less connecting the dots on all of these. Now, same thing here. So I'm going to go from this intersection on up to this one. Oh, notice I kind of clicked. So let's escape that tangent arc. So sometimes you've got those things that kind of happen depending on where you're clicking. So let's go back to the line tool. So click over here and to there, and one more time here. So as we go, we're going to also click from here and zoom in so we make sure we place it where we want to. See, if we're not paying attention, it might pick up on one of these other endpoints that we don't want. All right, now, right now we got a bunch of lines. So now we kind of have to sit there and think, all right, where do we need to kind of place and trim some stuff out? So let's come back to our trim tool. We're trimming here, 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 and there. So that trims out our star. Now, we also have to come to each of these corners, and we're going to be doing a lot of trimming here. So we got to trim all of these out. Now, whether you trim some of this before or after you place these lines, that's kind of up to you. So, so we've got that corner trimmed out. We're going to come back here. I'm also going to trim this corner. Now notice, so I was individually clicking before, and now I'm just kind of pressing and holding. I'll show you this again over here. So, all right, so I'm going to press the left mouse button, and I'm just going to kind of move it around here to trim all of this out and get rid of all of that. So makes it a little easier than trying to click on everything. So press and hold the mouse button. Oh, went too far. Definitely didn't want to do that. So we'll have to go back in. So go back to the line tool now. Since I buggered that one up, let's click from here and go to there. All right, now I can kind of come back. Go back to my trim tool again and finish trimming this out. There we go. That one's trimmed. Come down to this one. Press and hold the left mouse and trim all that out. There we go. And I think that's done. Oh, nope, we still have, Yep, nope, we're good on all of that. So the one thing here, so we're seeing this 3.9 dimension. Now let's just double check on that. Let's go to our dimension tool. Let's click from here to there. Uh, we're pretty close. We're at 3.819. If I sit there and go 3.9, it kind of jostles that in there and gives us that dimension that we were looking at. So now it shifted some things over here too. So notice how it kind of messed us up in this regard. So that might be some issues here that we're looking at uh, in terms of our geometry. So let me undo that for a second. Let's get that back into here. So something isn't quite right here with the way these are kind of coming in and intersecting. So if you think about it, I'm going to give you a few minutes and I'm going to let you think about what might have been wrong with our geometry when we did this, and why are we getting 3.82 instead of 3.9 here on this, or what might we have been able to do to have gotten that. So I'm going to let you think about that and see if you can answer it. Now, we've got our drawing here in our sketch, so I'm going to click the check mark here. Let's come into our isometric view here. So I'm going to kind of turn the light bulb or turn the eyeball off here on these so that they're not muddling up our viewing plane here. And now we're going to go ahead to the extrude tool. Now, want you to watch the reaction and see how this does. As we bring this extrude tool over, we can kind of do individual parts or the whole thing. So, and we kind of have to take a look at what we're trying to extrude. So let's zoom in over here. So this is what we're looking at here, and here's the dimensions that that's going to be extruded. So we want just the pentagon shape. We don't want the full circle. We use this outside circle to kind of create the geometry, but we just want this whole part right here. Now, notice when I clicked that, it did not give me that interior, which is okay. We're going to do a couple things. First off, we're going to switch this to the other area. Then we're also going to left click inside of each of these. So let me bring that back. I accidentally clicked on the arrow then. Also left click in each of those areas to make that solid. That's done with that extrusion. Let's change this depth. This needs to be 0.5. So we're going to change that to 0.5 and go ahead and click the green arrow. Now, as soon as we extrude it, the sketch we extruded gets consumed by the extrusion. So I want to go back and turn the eyeball back on for that sketch because I'm going to use that sketch again. So let's go back to another extrude here. And at this point, let's bring this in. And this time will be 0.5. Notice how it's kind of pulling everything out. We're setting that depth to be 0.5. We're adding material here. I haven't gone into what this new add, remove, intersect is, but right now we're adding material. So let's go ahead and hit the green check. There you go. So we pretty much got it. I'm still seeing this sketch. So let's turn the eyeball off on the sketch. And there we go. We have the embossed star now. And you can kind of see just using the one sketch how we kind of get some different things that we can do here with when we're talking about embossing some stuff. So let me save that as the isometric. This particular drawing is done, so make sure that you save that for me so that I can take a look at it in class next time we're in class.